morning on this penultimate day of October the 30th for our morning podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise, or if you're catching us later on replay or on demand on YouTube. Glad to have you with us. He's James. I'm Brennan. 30th of October.
Yes.
Halloween tomorrow. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the rain as well that we've got going on. I had a very random afternoon yesterday. So our girls are big into Gabby's Dollhouse, the show that they can watch, where, you know, she pinches her ears, turns small, plays in the dollhouse with all the toys.
Oh.
That's the spoiler alert, the just of the show.
We've never watched it before.
Girls love it. Yes, I've got a different demo once
What's,
CJ's older.
What platform is it?
Netflix, I think.
Okay.
Is what it's on.
On Netflix.
Maybe on Disney. It's one of those ones that's just everywhere. Huge kids show.
Okay.
Anyway, so they made a movie, and it's been out for a couple of weeks now. And we've been checking that. I think Brooklyn's seen 2 or 3 movies in a theater, which is a fun, cool experience doing for the first time.
Sure.
And we were getting to the point of, do we want to take Julia? She's 2 years, 10 months at some point, and they kept watching the trailer of this. It's fun. We would show them. And Stephanie said, we should probably take them one day. Could be fun.
Yeah.
A nice experience. We'll both go. If Julia wants to tap out, you can leave.
Right.
And then it just kept going by. Didn't work with our schedule. And she texted me yesterday during our noon show. Mm-hmm. And when I get texts from the wife during the noon show, you know it's important.
Yeah,
so it's about this. It said, there's a 3:30 Gabby's Dollhouse showing in Webster.
Nice.
And I said, oh, which now I'm like, there's my afternoon. What's it going to be?
Say
and she's
goodbye.
like, it's the last showing. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, the last showing. Not of the day.
Of the week. It's done there. It might be, she was like, you know, there is one, I think, Monday in Tinseltown. I said, I'm not going to Gates. I'm not going to drive all the way across the
Might as well
metro.
go to Buffalo at that point.
I know. Exactly. I was like, we're not going to Syracuse to see a movie. Come on. And I said, are there any seats? And she's like, there are none taken. Where you can get online and book them.
Oh, that's perfect.
I know.
The whole theater.
And so I finally said, she said, just ask Brooklyn when you get her from school, because I get her first if she wants to go. And I'm like, okay, I know how that conversation's going to go.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to go. And I got online when I got home, and I went and picked up Brooklyn. I was like, do you want to see the movie in the theater, or do you want us to buy it, which would actually maybe be cheaper to buy the movie outright on streaming right now and have a sleepover?
Right.
And she's like, I want to go to the theater. I'm like, okay, we're going to go.
Nice.
So I get on, and it was like big discounts. It was matinee, midweek, final showing, or whatever. And Steph said, I'll rush to try to meet you. So I got 4 tickets, cheap. It was like $6-7 a piece.
Oh, that's great.
It's incredible for going to a movie theater.
Yeah.
And so we went out and got to the showing, sat in. As soon as we walked into the movie theater, and I'll show a picture of this. This is all of us
look at
hanging
that.
out right there.
That's so fun.
Having some fun. The nice recliners. Kids loved it.
Place
with
is
some
empty.
popcorn. All to ourselves.
Oh, that's the
so
best.
us and like 100 seats.
Right.
And Julia, keep in mind, she's never been to a theater, so it was just me and the girls first until Steph was going to meet us. And we go to Theater 11. We open the door, and I'm like not carrying Julia. She doesn't know what to expect, how dark it'll be. I can hear the trailers going, which I love being there for the trailers, all 20 minutes of it or whatever to have it. Stephanie, she wants to show up like right when the show starts.
Yeah.
As soon as we open it, the volume was so loud. And I wear hearing aids, so like, and I didn't have them on. And I'm like, this is like blasting loud.
Wow.
And it's like Zootopia 2, some trailer, and there's giant animals.
Huge,
There's
bright,
action. It's so loud, and Julia's just standing there in the door, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have like eased her into this of what it was going to be.
Right.
And we start going to the seats, and they're just locked in, loving it. And then Stephanie's like, I need my ticket, so I'm sending the code. We go out to get her.
Yeah.
And we sit down, and Stephanie's like, this is like insanely loud on these trailers.
She said the same thing.
There's a Dr. Seuss one. I think they're bringing The Grinch back, which is like their favorite movie for a limited run.
Yep.
And so they're hanging out. And I've never done this. Stephanie said, do you want to go ask the people if they can turn the volume down? In the movie theater.
Sure, why not?
And I'm like, she's like, it's just us. There's 4 of us, the whole theater to ourselves. So I go out to the front, and I see the manager sitting there, and I'm like, this is going to sound random, and I never do this. Theater 11's a little too loud.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, she's like, people do say this occasionally. And she's like, let me go turn it down. So she adjusted it.
That's so funny.
It was a little more bearable.
Wow.
And, so we hung out. We
Yeah.
saw the movie. Girls made it all the way through, all the way to the end of the credits.
Yeah.
As those are playing, a guy comes in to start cleaning up the theater. And I'm like, it's just us, buddy.
us,
These
yeah.
4 seats, pretty clean. Got it.
What snacks
So
do you
we
have?
hung out.
Popcorn there?
I did. That popcorn, $11.
Oh my god, more than that. 2
The
tickets.
tickets were
Yeah.
$6.50,
Right.
$6.25.
Yeah.
The girls wanted it. We had it. It was an experience, and that was a lot of fun.
So Julia liked it.
She did. She did. She was sitting up on the edge of the seat. They were clapping, singing. I was like, girls,
Yeah.
this is our living room.
Yeah,
Just hang
exactly.
out. Yeah.
And they've really changed the chairs, I feel like.
Yes. when
Lounge
you can lay
chairs.
back, it was.
Right.
I almost took my shoes off.
Oh
to get
my
real
gosh,
comfortable.
really? Yeah.
But I was like,
Why
I
not?
can't
Get the
bring myself
toes
to do
out.
that. The girls they were hanging out. So that
Yeah.
was fun. That means since becoming a father, I've seen 3 movies in a theater. Oppenheimer, Jurassic Park, both of those when all the girls were out of town. So it was just me, action stuff. And then Gabby's Dollhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? I used to go movies all the time when I was
Yeah.
a kid,
Yeah.
you know, and we would go to Movies 10 in Brighton. And I don't know why, but Movies 10 always had older movies that would come out like 6 months after the movies actually would come out, and they would be like $1.25. Even the evening
Wow.
ones, super cheap. Yeah, we'd bring quarters there.
Man.
We would just pay with quarters. I don't know what it was. Movies 10 though, just super cheap, and it was all the riffraff, so it was like not good. But I was like 14-year-old teenager, so I was part of the riffraff. So Movies 10 was just, there was always a lot of drama going on there. It was just the great place for teens to hang out.
I remember the first time I sat in a theater that had chairs and a table. So it was like spinning chairs, just like we're sitting in right now. And like there was just like, it was so random. But then over the years, they want the experience. They need people back butts in the seats.
Yeah, sure.
And make it comfortable. I haven't done the whole wine and dine at a theater or anything like that. I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
no doubt.
drinking in the theater.
No doubt. I know. That was fun. That was interesting.
Cool. Yeah,
Yes.
Mason's been to one movie, I think, and it's usually I'm like doing other things, you know.
Yeah.
So
What they
I'll
do.
let them go. I got work to do at home.
They brought up because I think K-pop Demon Hunters is coming back for another theater release limited thing. I'm like, it's too intense. It's gonna be too crazy. These people,
Sure.
there'll be mobs of people
Yeah, yeah,
singing of. I was trying to think of all the different movies that came out. What was it? Was it Minecraft? Oh yeah, that's when everyone was
with
going insane.
Yeah,
like
the chicken thing or whatever.
mobs and
was a
crashing
chicken that came out,
everything.
yeah.
Yes, and destroying the
Sure.
theaters. And then there's the Taylor Swift experience as well. But that was fun. Another big story that we're following. It seems like with this World Series, every single night something historic is happening. And happened last night. And we'll
Yes.
get to some of these highlights with Trey Savage. So first off, Shohei Ohtani's been incredible in the postseason.
Yes.
Best ever
As
played a
per
game.
expected.
We're watching him in real life. The 18-inning game that was going on, and then last night the Dodgers could not get anything going. And this is the rookie, by the way, Trey Savage, who got called up to MLB less than 50 days ago. 12 strikeouts, record-setting performance by a rookie, and MLB has all of them in 37 seconds.
Wow.
Just cooking.
So I heard Tony DeCoppel this morning on CBS Morning say that he's got an unusual throw. Like his arm angle is a little bit different than a lot of other pitchers, and you can kind of see it there that it looks like almost like from high to low, and so that's what like kind of throws off the hitter.
This could have hit him. And now they're up 3-2. They could win the series tomorrow night. First time since 93 when they had it. But I want to go back to one of them because Shohei's been the star. And if you'll see him here, he's brought to his knee.
Oh my gosh.
How about that?
Yeah.
The best guy.
Yeah.
Look at this. It's so good. So good.
Helmets off.
He'll remember this forever. And like Trey Savage has like a salary of whatever it is. 100-something
Yeah.
grand,
Right,
And
nothing.
Ohtani gets that at 3 at bats or whatever it
How
may
do
be.
the scouts of baseball? That's got to be such a hard job.
Yes.
To be able to figure out who is the right talent, who's going to be fitting our team, and then be able to perform like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, scouting is like it's a 12-month, out of the year job. Football, you think it's very seasonal, but the guys that work in the upper office that have to scout, that are constantly looking at teams, it's like, oh my gosh, it's got to be a headache.
And this is because every night it's a different pitcher, it's a different matchup, the hot zones, cold zones, where you can throw to someone or anything. But they've got the travel day today and then tomorrow night. So maybe the Blue Jays get it. Maybe we'll get a Game 7 on Saturday.
I was talking with Mark Gruba, and his son is going to play college baseball.
Oh, yeah, he was telling me that when he came in for an interview, yeah.
And he was saying how his son was recruited to play college baseball. And first, Gruba, obviously former morning anchor here, and his son's a great baseball player. And it was travel baseball constantly, everywhere, all the time. And so they would go to these big tournaments, and then at the tournaments, there would be coaches or scouts from the college teams that would watch the players and then go and talk to the players. And it's like kind of a secret society thing, like the conversations with the players, and then obviously you have to have a conversation with the parents and how they court each other. It's a real dance that has to be done to try to get players to not only play for your college team, but then obviously to move on to higher classes.
I'll tell you my story because you just never know who's out there watching you. So I played soccer big time, traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
It's one of those things when you're at the lower level and you are good, and like when you're in high school or middle school, like you're way better than some of the other guys on that team.
Yeah.
And then you go up to high school, then you go up to college, and you realize I'm not nearly as good as some of these other guys from California, Florida, or wherever.
Right.
And you go through that journey. When I was getting recruited, it was a random Saturday tournament game where we would travel away for a weekend, and you never know when someone's watching or someone will come talk to you. And we just played a game and thought it was a fine game. And this guy came up from near the corner flag, and he had on like a black jacket. He was sitting there in a chair, notepad. And I think the college was Tennessee Wesleyan. And he came up and started talking to me. He was like, hey, do you want to play college soccer? You want to go do that?
Yeah.
Since you're close by, come do a visit. And I went over there, toured the campus, and his guys were playing pickup indoor soccer on the basketball court. And he said, do you want to join in? So I got in there and played with him, and he started making some offers after that, which was fun. When I actually got recruited from Memphis, that coach, bigger school, obviously, we were playing a tournament for, they have Olympic development teams represented by state, which you try out for. And I think it sounds like a much bigger deal than it is. I had no chance of ever going to Olympics. Like, it's just what it was. It was like, it was a state team. And we were Mississippi, which we were known for not being good. Like, it was, we had a team. And listen, good guys, players that would go off and play D1, but compared to if you're playing Texas or Florida, it was tough. And we played North Carolina, which you could say would be a good team, and we were expecting to get crushed. And I think we kept them, it was like 2-2 through much of the second half. And all of a sudden, all these other teams, state teams, were like surrounding the field because it's like,
because you were keeping it close.
It's like a 16 seed versus a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. And we ended up losing the game by a goal or two. And after that,
but you're proud of yourself.
Richie Grant, this coach, came up to me because I played left back defense that game. And he said, I'm the coach at Memphis. We're looking to shore up our defense for next year. I know you're a senior and you play on the left side. He's like, let's talk about your future. And that turned into some visits, turned into going to play. That was fun.
That's legit. It's amazing that, like you said, it's the 1 or 2 moments. There's these small moments that if you perform 15% better than you normally do, that's what really makes a difference.
Yes, and that's what I would just tell anybody with kids out there. If you've got a kid in high school, travel ball, or just a sectional game, whatever it may be, you never know who's sitting in the stands every night, and that could end up with that.
And I think it's so funny to think that when you watch the NFL and people are like, oh, that guy's like so bad or he stinks, or like every single person on every single team was the superstar on their high school team that crushed and dominated no matter what. And now when you get to that level, you're calling all these players, like I think of the Broncos, you got Pat Surtain on one side, who's obviously Defensive Player of the Year. And then you got Riley Moss on the other side. And a lot of people like crap on Riley Moss and saying he's not that good. Well, one, he's got the DPOY on the other side of the field. And 2, he actually is incredibly good. It's just people criticize these players who are really just by itself in a vacuum an incredibly good player.
Yes, they are. And you have to remember, so 32 teams, 50 players per team. It's
Right.
not a lot of guys that are playing it.
No,
and it's still even like the Ohio States and Alabamas. Their whole team's not getting drafted each year.
No.
It's still like the top 5, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and
scattered.
sometimes 1 or 2.
Yeah, and it
By
can they make
most
the
of the
cut.
time.
They're the best. So that's a nice little story of doing all that. Speaking of football, by the way, got a little game coming up Sunday.
Yes.
We heard from Sean McDermott talking about his matchup again with Andy Reid. I believe it's his 11th time they would have coached against each other. 10th time and the 11th time that Mahomes and Josh Allen will have been playing against each other. So it's been a nice little, 5 to 10 years of having
these two going back to
this
back.
rivalry going back to back.
Always great games.
Yes, and here's what Sean McDermott said about Kansas City's QB.
He's, had a huge impact on this league, and you see kids wearing the jerseys, you see kids wearing Josh's jersey, and when you grow up watching players like Josh and like Patrick, they impact their communities, and they impact the world, really, because of who they are and how they do things. So certainly a ton of respect for him.
It'd be a lot of fun. Kansas City slight favorites, actually, for Sunday's game, which is at 4:25 on News 8. It'll be Jim Nantz, Tony Romo. Yes.
The gang.
Yes, the gang coming to town. And, of course, Nate Burleson and all of them, James Brown for the kickoff show. That's fun. And their whole rivalry is Buffalo, okay, regular season, going to be fine with the Chiefs. That's what the record kind of shows. It was the postseason kind of hiccups that they had before. But Chiefs getting hot, and we'll see what Buffalo can do.
They're
That's
happy
fun.
with the Rashee Rice, who's back.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
After his long suspension.
They had injuries and suspensions at wide receiver, and now trying to get rolling. And we'll see if we'll see Taylor Swift there.
Have you
in
seen
Orchard Park.
there's a lot of memes about like people's and their like fantasy teams and like the Undertaker coming out from under the grave and like because they have had Rashee Rice on their bench for all this
Something
time
like that,
and
yeah.
then he comes back and clearly has made an impact. They did not work him slowly back in. He went in and scored like 2 touchdowns the other week and is looking very good. Travis Kelce has come unto his own as well, and they were stumbled out of the gate, the Chiefs, but now they've definitely hit their stride.
They have. And I think Buffalo's schedule is Chiefs, Dolphins, Buccaneers, something
Okay.
like that
Sure.
coming up. They've already had their bye week, so it'll be the gauntlet from here on out. That is fun.
Right.
We've got more to talk about here on the podcast on this Halloween Eve coming up here shortly. Back here on the pod, this 30th of October, second cup of sunrise. I'm Brennan. He's James. During this break, I was just getting all these alerts all over my phone from the Ring doorbell when it goes off.
Yeah.
Whenever yours goes off, do you immediately open it, see what it is? You can kind of see like a still frame sometimes if
yeah.
it's something.
Yeah.
If it's an Amazon driver. Or,
I have 2. I have one in the front door and one
Yeah.
on the side. I turned my front one off because it was people were walking
time.
by and it was going
Yeah.
off too much. So I turned off that sensor, and then the garage one. It depends on the time of day.
Yeah.
If I'm expecting, of course, like my mom came in to get to the kids, I knew it was her, so I didn't check. But
Mine was going off, and then I remembered I've got the flooring guy
yeah,
in the house getting a quote.
Taking
so
a look.
I'm following up right after you to see what that's going to be. He did tell us, and mind you, it could be marketing or whatever. And he's like, if you're going to be doing stuff and ordering stuff or doing new flooring, he's like,
Yeah.
do it now. Because he's like, we're starting to feel like tariff stuff, different impacts. He's
Yeah.
like, toward the end of the year, the new year,
Yeah.
you need to get some prices now. And on that, Stephanie texted me and said, Julia's afraid to walk right now. And I was like, why? She's like, she just saw a mouse run under a couch.
no, really?
And I'm like, oh my gosh. And she goes, well, this is going to be interesting when the flooring guy's there.
Yeah.
And I thought so. I was like, well, that's embarrassing. And I'm like, can't be the first mouse that he's ever seen around
no,
taking around floors. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, you gotta take care of a mouse, man.
I know. It's been a long while. I thought they were all done. And so maybe the cat can take care of
That's right.
that.
You got the cat to do
Yes,
some work.
got that. We had a Halloween themed story, several of them this morning. One of them has to do with Etsy, of course, known for arts and crafts, everything like that. So a little bit of a different spell here,
Yeah.
literally. Etsy Witches, the rise of digital spell casting, they're calling it. So if you want to, get over a jinx from a wedding day, break your sports team's losing streak, you can get into Etsy and spend money on witches to cast a spell, whether you see this as believable, bogus, fun.
This
My
feels
100%
so
true
scammy.
story. Look at the receipts. I know.
It feels like such a scam.
Experts, quote unquote, in the business say that you do your research on pick someone well vetted with reviews, and you will have your witch give you a spell. More than 50 years experience, that one says.
You got anxiety. Get rid of my anxiety with a spell.
$11 on one of those. Look at this.
That is so weird.
Spell came through big. All of this. These are just
Good weather
influencers,
spell?
right?
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, people.
Use Etsy for anything?
$11. Yes, I have used Etsy for a lot of things, actually. We talked about how with wedding anniversaries, you have different things. So
Yeah,
I've
the
done
themes,
I've done like keychains. I have made a candle before. There's just a couple other. I'm trying to think. Oh, there was a cool. This one was kind of cool. There was a family portrait of us that I made like in kind of like anime. Like draw anime
nice.
of all of us. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I had them like frame it and stuff. So that was kind of neat. That I don't know any other way I could have done that. So
Sports team spell. Bill's Mafia, you do your seance and have everything.
Right.
I love that.
And the people that do it, like, it was neat because I did it and like my wife, she was wearing like kind of like a V-neck shirt or whatever. And in the photo, she had a necklace on and they didn't put the necklace in there. I'm like, hey, can you do it again? But like, put the necklace is
Yeah.
important to her. And they're just like, yeah, no problem. And then they did it. And then that's how they printed it.
Oh.
So the people that do it, usually, I love the people that work in Etsy. It's like, I love supporting. Now, I don't know about this, but
Right.
I love, you really are, you do feel like you're supporting, now it might not be a local business, but it's like a small business, like a random person, a random lady in Texas that might be making these in
Yeah.
her garage, that's who you're supporting. So I do like Etsy and I love the idea of it, that you can make these custom things.
My Stephanie and her family, all the girls, her sister and her mom, my mother-in-law, they're way big into this. If the girls aren't sleeping, they're gonna sage the house. They'll do whatever. And I'm like, they're like, do you want to come with us to this witchcrafting thing or this psychic thing? Come meet with a medium. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't.
Really?
And the conversation came up like last week as my mother-in-law was getting ready to do something,
Yeah.
and she's like, "You don't believe in that stuff?" And I was like, "No, I don't." There is one thing though. Her grandmother, Stephanie's, who passed away a couple of years ago, on one of her final birthdays, and she lived a long, great life, close to 100. There were little gold rings, just paper rings they spread throughout the house.
Okay.
Like it was her favorite thing, just like little pieces of paper all over.
Yeah.
And so we had the birthday, and this was, 5, 7, 8 years maybe ago.
yeah.
And cleaned up the birthday. It was a wonderful thing. And then after she passed, it was part of her funeral too.
Yeah.
And now it'll happen randomly. And we've lived in 2 houses since then. One of those little gold pieces of paper will pop up in a bedroom, in our garage, in a cabinet. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how did it get here? And she's just like, that's
a
grandma.
message.
Yeah, a
That's pretty
message.
cool.
So maybe I could be sold on that. Speaking of business, moving from Etsy to some different things, this is apparently a big deal. Boscov's, which is opening in Greece tomorrow at the mall at
Yeah.
Greece Ridge. It's the first location in Western New York. And what I was reading about this is that it's just a family-owned department chain. This is its 51st store that'll be here. There's clothes for men, women, children, accessories, home goods, toy department, everything you could think of. They've got celebrations starting with Charity Day today. So you buy a pass for the store for $5. That goes to nonprofits. The big grand opening is coming up there tomorrow.
Yeah.
And whenever we brought this up, like it's been big on our website, people all in our newsroom, they're like, they've heard of it. I hadn't. And whenever I looked it up, the Google AI that springs it up.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it launched in 1914 by Solomon Boscov. It's now the largest family-owned department store in the U.S. How about that?
It just looks like a Macy's. Right?
Or
I mean,
Nordstrom Rack or something like that.
Yeah,
Which,
right.
listen, if it's a big deal and can help out the mall, sure. I
what's
did
the
look up the
closest
map.
one? Yeah, let's look at the map.
Here you go. So what?
Erie.
And then Saratoga
Yeah,
up there.
Albany.
Yeah. And then this one. Hey,
then
people
us.
come from all over.
How about that?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And got that going on. It's a nice place to be whenever it's raining like this.
Yeah.
And this is the day that we got big old fat rain.
Look at the rain going on right now along the Erie Canal through Wayne County there. It's downpours, seriously, along the thruway there. That's the heaviest rain. Looks like, there's heavy rain through Batavia, up on the east side, west side, most of Monroe County, down Livingston County. So just all these areas, just absolute soaker. Heavy rain, drop busting rain you see coming through here, which you like that. The wind is going to start to pick up through this afternoon. You got gusts 20, 30 miles per hour today. Tomorrow they'll be gusting, I think, 30 to 40 miles per hour, which is not favorable for the trick-or-treaters. Storm system moves right overhead tomorrow. Now, this future view that I'm showing you here has us actually clear by 5 o'clock. I think it's too optimistic.
You think so?
I do. I think if this is the scenario, then we're happy. But if it's not, expect rain.
We'll check it tomorrow on sunrise and at noon. Enjoy your Thursday, everybody.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand, plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.